Those three. And I got a job and went to work after I finished school at Two B's.
Two B's.
Yes, it's a yarn factory in Rome, out from Rome. And that was the only workplace, really. Unless you worked in a store of some kind, but we never. Well, Edna worked at Cutner's some. And Grace got the first job out there. And then I got a job. And we had to work shift work. But you work by piece, you know, and if you don't know anything about yarn, it's a meticulous thing to handle. Your fingers had to be smooth, because, you know, when your hands are rough or something, pick up a thread is injurious to it. So you had to have smooth hands. I don't know why mine was so smooth. But I sat down at a machine, and this spindle-like thing, you had to run the yarn off of that, on that spindle, until what you had in this hand was ready. And then you wrapped it certain ways and tied it and put it in a basket. Well, you worked by the piece. And back then, $6 a week was a big thing.
That was a lot of money.
That was moolah. And you made that dollars go. I could go to the grocery store after I married and get 2 big bags of groceries for maybe $1. Bread was cheap and everything then. But you had to live on what you made, and you worked by the piece. So you were eager, you're beavers, you have to be fast. So I've had I call it a beautiful life, though. I've worked all my life. Now, I haven't worked since '84.
Slacker.
I've worked in the house. But
you worked 60 years.
I worked 42 years in the design field, and that was work. So I don't know why I wanted to work in that field, but I was asked to work for a decorator, and I did. And she had me under her wings, and I had to learn about fabrics. And I remember it was August and September and hot. And I had to work she had a section of fabrics, and you had to go, they were all on shelves. And you had to learn the fabric, the contents, and the color, and everything. And then keep them all separate.
Yeah.
And I worked for about 2 months in that. And then she took me into working up estimates of jobs. And then I went to my own little jobs of serving. She would take the big expensive jobs and I could have the smaller. And that's how I started. But 42 years I worked.